Nightblade is swifter. Collection. Curses! Face it, you're the loser.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Oh, Radiant's middle tower is under attack!
Surgical.
Know your place.
The revenants of my people.
The wretched fools have no right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Oh, Radiant's middle tower is under attack!
Dire's top tower is under
Radiant's
attack.
bottom tower is under attack! Oh, man! Dire's top tower is under attack.
God. Yeah, he does not need to be awakened current.
Jeez, Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shapeshift.
Chase. They're looking over here to the side. Gotta be careful as they're taking down the Phoenix as well as trying to take down Skylark. He does manage to get the ulti out of there, and the Phoenix not able to get off the bug and then go for the supernova. So 3,000 gold lead for Virtus Pro. They did find that Phoenix kill, but losing mid-tier 1 really hurts.
Way to go!
It's just gonna keep getting harder and harder. This is the problem with this draft, is that they have no way of being able to successfully force Lycan off of their structures. They have relatively good wave clear to bring creeps away, like Stroke of Fate, Firestorm, and I don't know, Jug can kind of just walk in and Blade Fury, but the Lycan creeps will not aggro, and Lycan himself will just stay on the tower, and they really have no way of discouraging him from doing that.
Yeah, because even, you commit the AA blast or something like that, you need that other hero. It's like Void Spirit has to be the one to like jump around and sort of try and punish them, get them off of buildings. But Dendy's just not in a position where that's going to happen. He's below the offlaner for Virtus Pro right now. Lowest net worth on the course. And that's just going to happen when you're going up against an SF as a Void Spirit. It's a bad lane for him. So I don't know. It's looking tough, real tough. Mars ulti came out, but the Omni Slash Excalibur not doing nearly enough. Trying to TP out of here in time. Is it going to be enough? It is, just barely. And that's one nice thing, is the spin TP is going to be a good answer for Excalibur this game.
Yeah, Jug in general was just a good answer for Mars. Earlier, he was able to spin out as Stomp. He's going to get Stomp.
Oh, he gets caught up in the top lane, Skylark. Oh, that one hurts. Oh, at least he finishes Atos.
Yeah, which is going to be one of their very few answers to deal with the Lycan. If they can chain root him, then hopefully they can buy enough time for AI Celeste to actually connect on the Lycan and then hopefully bring him down. But the Jug is basically just going to be able to be evasive against the Mars, but even him finding kills is so difficult. He spent the Omni Slash and was not really able to finish him off. He really needs a +1, and so far Void Spirit's not providing that, and AA does have the Ice Blast now, and hopefully they can try to look for a pick mid on the Mars.
Looking for it. Ice Blast comes out, they will be able to get that kill. And Phoenix Supernova used as well. So a little bit of a win there for Bait, definitely nice. The downside is it always comes at a cost. Top lane is getting taken down by LTW here. Can throw down that Pit of Malice, keep your creeps in the area, and now them off the tier 1 tower. So that's another win here. Like there's pieces of this Bait draft that at least feel like they're doing what they should be doing, which is holding on to these towers when possible. And that's the strength of the Underlord pick. If it's going to continue.
VP are just kind of toying with them right now. They have all this vision right now. They see where Underlord is. They can activate Shapeshift at their leisure and go in.
Yeah.
Actually comes out.
Yeah, and now they find him over on the side here. Dendi astral steps the low ground, picks up an arcane rune. Should be able to walk out. Does have to be careful. Spear off cooldown in a couple seconds here. Dendi gonna get speared up to the high ground. So that keeps him alive. He has one more astral step. The remnant goes out. Solo still can chase with the dive if he wants. But it looks like they're gonna give up hope at killing Dendi. So a little bit of space created there. Again, it's not looking great. It's a 4,000 gold lead at 14 minutes.
Who needs the space? That's the problem. Other people are not able to take advantage of it. He is still a solid 500 net worth behind the Mars, which, to be fair, as Spartan actually is going to go down to this Lycan. To be fair, there's also like a lot of gold being claimed from all these towers. All the tier 1 towers have been claimed by VP. That's a significant portion of Mars' advantage right now. But the fact that the first major item that Dendi has is phase boots means that the Lycan has absolutely nothing to be concerned about. Shadow Fiend has. I'm actually surprised that no one is going for such a conservative build by going for the BKB first. But at the same time, the only way that they lose this game is if the SF starts falling behind massively, and Resolution actually is going to find Excalibur.
Yeah, Spin has to TP away. That feels bad. Yeah, he'll get out. It's interesting too, right? Because you've got like the panel was talking about, okay, maybe Joe can go for like a Battle Fury or something this game. You can see Excalibur knows he has to be able to be in these fights, and going for this Maelstrom after the Mask of Madness, it's like the best thing he can go for, but it's not feeling like it's going to be enough quickly enough. As every minute it feels like this gold lead is just ballooning up. It's now 7,000 net worth lead, and it's not really kills that are the big determining factor. It's just kind of map movements, and Bait here trying to find a kill, but there's literally nobody on this side of the map. Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough for Bait right now, and VP just going to take full advantage of this moment, going to push down bottom tier 2 tower.
The problem with the Bait draft is even if they do manage to find a kill in this jungle, like say they do successfully get a pick with all this vision that they've posted up in the dire jungle, they don't push particularly fast. It's really just Excalibur who can take structures. Meanwhile, VP are more than happy to trade objectives, as now they're marching up to high ground.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is really, I mean, panel, you guys might want to get ready. I don't know. This is looking rough. They're going to do a Stroke of Fate down there. Skylark, good route for the moment, trying to control. The silence is onto Solo, but wasn't able to respond in time. So in the meantime, Excalibur is going to be able to go for the jump away, has the spin TP out if needed, but also a haste rune. So yeah, things looking okay there. Dendi throws out the remnant, not quite the Zayat.
Rezo's still hanging around. Lycan has not spent Shapeshift yet, so he's willing to re-engage.
Careful. They bring in everybody now. Ice Blast going to not land on the Resolution. Now Skylark is going to go down. These two are loose together. Looks like Lycan's running on a treadmill, but they are still going fast enough as Spartan is going to go down. They find another kill. Solo has Supernova already used, but Resolution, he's still not that afraid. He can just walk away. There's no more Ice Blast. They get the BKB done for no one. It is 17 minutes, 9,000, 10,000 gold lead, and they're going to lose the full lane of Brax. Unreal.
Man, it's so rare that you have drum charges by the time that you're sieging high ground.
Yeah.
If you're sieging it at 17 minutes, then yeah, sure, why not? And they take a first set of Brax before even the mid tier 1 on their side is claimed. And they're not letting off the gas anytime soon. I imagine they could go for Roche if they really want to. There's still no real rush as they're still like an iron grip on this map. No one feels safe farming anywhere.
They jump in and they blow up Zayat. All right, they got something. It's the position, 5, 4, depending upon how you want to look at it, but it's okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to tier 1. I would imagine. But SF has a BD actually.
Queen of Souls comes out. The fear is there on the two of them. He played his hand a little bit. Then he thinking about going in the Omni Slash on to no and trading now Solo. Solo's like, really? That's what you want to do to me? What the hell? They get the tier 1 tower.
I was so mad at that Phoenix. I'm sunraying to save my Shadow Phoenix. He's like, nah, you take care of this Jug. I don't want him on me. And
perhaps a little bit overzealous.
ILTW was not really willing to fight quite yet.
That's the 10-second
and that's the 10-second BKB. So all things considered, for being 10k net worth down, you're pretty satisfied with how that tier 1 push went if you're big. But now smoke up, and even with the BKB being down, they have no fear going for another fight right now.
Solo, kind of in a dangerous spot. Dendy, they spot him. Up to the high ground, have the connection, dissimulate, trying to run, trying to hide. Does he have a way out? Ooh, okay. He baited him. It's in the name. But LTW kills LeBron, and they just walk into Roche now. Yeah. And also, Shadow Fiend took the Presence Aura effects buildings. This is going to be a hell of a push that Bait need to try and hold off.
Excalibur's trying his damnedest to push these lanes out, but the rest of his team is going to just start cutting the waves because they're not really necessary to make sure that this Roche fight goes smoothly. There won't be a fight with AA being down, no Ice Blast. That would have probably been your biggest ultimate to win a fight in the pit. They will take it and actually give it to no one. So this SF is going to be hanging around in the fight for a very, very...
Yeah, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be definitely a problem. But then again, the thing that's crazy is also like one of their squishiest heroes right now. Dendy spots a couple heroes, says, I don't want to be here anymore. The rest of Virtus Pro are going to try and push in the top lane. They have been playing this game clinical, but there is like a little bit of an opening here maybe as VP is a little bit separated. But I don't think that you can really take advantage of it that easily.
Yeah. Their two strongest heroes have 22,000. There's a combined like 23,000 net worth in the mid lane if Phoenix wasn't here, and that is more than like all of Bait put together. So I don't really think the VP has too much to be concerned about if they split up. And both the outposts went the way of Dire in 20 minutes. All 4 bounty runes are probably going to go that way. Unless the Skylark manages to sneak it.
Oh no, an Excalibur. Yeah, he's in some trouble now. Does manage to find 1 kill, but didn't have a TP for his spin away, and they will blow him up. So no jump.
And just eviscerate them in a matter of moments, especially like you said with that presence effects building talent. So he's going to be going for the AC, and if you just give this SF and Lycan 10 seconds, solid 10 seconds near a tower, they will quickly take it. And now Excalibur.
Oh, Excalibur had an idea that was coming, and does just need to TP out. My God, look at the damage! It's terrifying. Well, the smoke up, I think they know they're smoking. But where are they going to look for an opening now?
Arena in 10 seconds.
This is Solrang also. Can also just go for the spear backwards if they want to do it. And Skylark. Oh, good silence. On to Resolution. That keeps him from throwing out that spear. Oh, look at this. Underlord just get completely destroyed. They're going to take down the Grimstroke. Dendy is able to dissimulate out. The AA blast is not going to connect onto who it needs to, which is anybody at all. And the pipe is out regardless anyway. Skylark falling back into this. The Lycan sending in as many as after him, trying to take him down, but not quite going to go out in time. No one's still hanging on to that. Aegis has a minute and a half left, so he's willing to die here for this. As the leash comes down onto both of them, Aegis wearing it off. They have another hoof stomp if they want to use it. Resolution jumps in, gets the spear, the taunt pulls it back in, but look at the damage onto Excalibur. 1, 2, 3 punches down and dead. Dendy tries to jump onto that backlines for LTW, but the Reckless Souls comes out, gonna land there onto Dendy. The Void Spirit is still alive though, and it looks like they're gonna be able to get the pullback onto the Phoenix. Now with the Ice Blast going through onto 2, actually 3, can they find any follow-up here? Skylark chasing, not quite gonna land with that spear. So Excalibur chases, has the Omni Slash available, but there are too many creeps, and now Excalibur is in a world of hurt. If he's not careful, he's just gonna get gobbled up. Chase down comes with the round 3. Resolution doesn't want to go for it, but they will be able to get lands onto Rezo, trying to bulwark his way out of there, but the Sun Ray coming in from the Phoenix, that keeps him alive. Omni Slash out, and no one, is he going to drop here? He does! They find that kill. Already taking out LTW. Also, Resolution tries to turn this one with the Supernova down. They're going to kill off Excalibur though, and now with both of those diebacks, it looks like finally Bait are going to be punished. And the chase comes, Ice Blast in, LTW, he dies. Okay, they're making it work. The scrappy team of Bait here just trying desperately to hold on. They will lose Spartan. Dendy, the only one on his team. Looks like he's gonna give it up here. Oh my god, get out. Run away.
Oh man, he had another urn charge actually. Solo may have been able to almost finish off that Void Spirit. Like really solid buyback. Is now LeBron getting demonically purged?
Oh, is he dead? Oh god. 4th stack up. Might need one more. Nope. Jesus. Oh, Zayat. What a player.
Still, to be able to exchange that many kills when you're this far down in net worth, it's worth as many buybacks as it takes. Unfortunately, Spartan is the one who ends up ending ILTW's streak, so he's the one who gets the money in the bank for finishing off that Lycan, which is not really the way that you wanted this to go. But still, like they managed to win the fight. They got a Phoenix buyback out of it, which is great decision by Solo 2 buyback. Him being able to re-enter that fight, get a little bit of Sunray time onto that Shadow Fiend, and then go for the Supernova and win the follow-up fight was definitely a great decision. But there's signs of life as now he moves on to the Shadow Demon.
Pulls him back in, trying to take him down. Class afterwards, they have the imprisonment. And Dendy, is he finally going to get taken down here? I think the answer is yes. That is actually his first death of the game. But in spite of that, he's still just not been able to have that same type of impact that you wanted. God, tremendous lead right now. Shadow Fiend is double his net worth. And, I mean, the rest applied to no one, but you will be able to walk it off. Just Swagger Fiend getting out of there.
BKB's,
Nonetheless,
BKB's activated, and Roche is up. I think you can take a Roche fight, and Bait are going to smoke up.
This is big. Ice Blast back off cooldown very soon. 12 seconds away. I mean, this could actually work for them. They're looking forward for it. Skylark moving into position. But the Wolves scouted him, and that might spell the end. Although now, in for resolution, the good reaction comes out from Excalibur, but A already did. Buys back and throw out a long duration Ice Blast. They might want to try and take this fight, but just get out. So they'll lose the Grimstroke. And yeah, that buyback now kind of hurts. It's tough.
Yeah. Skylark's kind of roaming his way back over to the pit, but it may be his undoing.
Ice Blast goes out. It is not going to be in time to make any difference here, and Skylark decides to TP away. Not going to complete, as the Underlord is going to be slain. No buyback for Skylark. He is going to drop, and now a free path down the mid lane for Virtus Pro.
Yeah. Shapeshift also 30 seconds until that comes back. But with the Underlord being dead, and that is like really their only source of lockdown. It's nice preemptive.
Oh my god, you will really saving his life, but it's only going to be for a moment. Another round of Dissimulate. Dendy trying to get out. Needs one more punch. Resolution finishes him off. The buyback coming from that Void Spirit, but these buildings are going down so quickly as they still have that Aegis and Cheese available for them if things get really, really dicey. And VP just going to stand together under the beam of healing and fun. It is Bait that are not having their fun. And jump forward another round of Arena. Silence for the moment, but they're not going to be able to get it. It's just GG. It's over. God damn.
I will say that as unplayable as that draft was, Bait managed to make it look more even.
Это неприятно. Здесь на такой линии погибать крайне нежелательно было. Но вот он погиб, ничего страшного. Так, а вот здесь вот гораздо более страшная вещь происходит, потому что это уже...
Рикимару вместе с Ванскором здесь просто едят игроков команды Винстрайк по КД. Это уже, получается, третий фраг наверху, если не ошибаюсь, по счету, да?
Едят. Да.
Так и есть.
Зитрекс разгоняется. Но опять у нас сноубольный Рики может получиться. Но пока не так много крипов у него. То есть фраги фрагами. Посмотрим, что будет дальше. Фогас вернется. Ну и профит точно уже не такой сноубольный будет.
Это уж точно. Тут не поспоришь. Ну, у Зитрекса регена еще много, там спокойно будет продолжать стоять на линии. В миде Лишак чуть получше себя чувствует, нежели Темпларчика мы видим. На фарме здесь ENG побольше. Но разрыв не такой уж и большой.
Как ты думаешь, когда мы увидим первого шейкера в компетитив с арканой 2-го уровня?
Я видел.
Ты видел? В компетитиве был?
Да.
Блин, круто.
Это было не так давно. Это, правда, было, по-моему, в Китае, если не ошибаюсь.
О, китайцы, понятно.
Но причем не всех. Не всех, вот только одного я видел. Это, наверное, выборка, ну, так, условно, за 3 игры, наверное, которые вот шейкеры были, там всех была первая, только у одного была 2-го уровня.
У меня просто ощущение, что единственный шанс — это мне ворваться на про-сцену.
Пора.
На самом деле, я так понимаю, у Valve есть какой-то расчет, что аркана трейдится в среднем за 80 игр. Сейчас объясню почему. Посмотрим на нападение на Лишака. Вот это нападение! Вот это нападение на Лишака! Первый нападатель в таверне, второй в таверне. Тролль параллельно с этим погибает на нижней линии. Отлично сыграно, но это настоящий провал на миде устроили. То есть даже если бы не пришел шейкер, Гримстрок точно погиб бы.
Так, ну и что по поводу 80 игр на аркане?
Все арканы заточены под 80 игр. Рубик нужно сделать 40 побед, то есть средний винрейт, понятно,
ну, да,
50%, 80 игр. Я сделал аркан на шейкере, 75 игр мне потребовалось. Арканы на Рубике, на Огре тоже где-то в среднем, я посчитал, потребуется...
Я сейчас не помню, какие условия. Тут на хосте наверху ENG просто на сверхзвуки въезжает. И Зитрекс отправляет в таверну. Это еще, возможно, не конец?
Не конец, потому что хоста еще работает.
Да, сюда плюс летит Фогас, Ванскор успевает накинуть на себя Инксвелл, но все уворачиваются, и Ванскор тоже погибает и тоже отправляется в таверну. Это уже пятый по счету фраг, как и у команды Big Strike. Отлично.
Ну, наконец-то мы увидели ENG, который вернулся в свою вот эту вот супер форму. Гримстроук на миде, Темпларка, Рики на топе, Гримстроук на топе. 4 фрага за буквально 2 минуты от Лишака. И он сам благодаря этому получает много. И тиммейтам помогает, и оппонентов немножко опустил. Это прям очень здорово. Это супер-мега крутой отрезок. Самое главное, мы не видим вот в нетворсах то, что он еще и уровень очень сильно апнул за все это дело. Здорово, отлично. Сейчас вернется на мид, продолжит фармить. Но ему еще вот разочек так вбежать, и он станет настоящим терминатором. Опять же, Лишак на темпе очень сильный персонаж, и это персонаж, который в супер глубоком лейте. Ему не страшно, если игра затянется там до бесконечности, потому что он очень сильный. У него там такие таланты бешеные, и ему так хорошо заходят арты. Рики не успевает, шейкер... Забавно, он машет этим поленом.
Да, угрожающе так. Сейчас как раскастую. Но Рикимару продолжает здесь немножко подушивать на линии. И получается у нас очень богатый Фогас. А Фреоне богат Лишак. Но тролль единственное, что немного проседает у команды Винстрайк по фарму. Но потом наберет. Я так понимаю, это обусловлено тем, что все-таки сильно мешает ему на линии фармить. Этот Марс.
Ну, тролль, да. Он, скажем так, в такой ситуации, когда... Ну, Рубик, я бы сказал. Вот Марс Рубик. То есть вдвоем они прям сильно напрягают. Но вот видите, что происходит? Тут Оракл солянку завез только что против Илюжина. А Профит, конечно, помогал, но исключительно помог от зонев, скажем так.
Да, Фуриона пошла сейчас. Залетает прямо в щит, правда. Стан продлевает у нас Лишак. Продолжает избивать здесь Темпларку под Т2 уже в наглую. И сейчас, скорее всего, Темпларочку заберут. Да, Темпларку забирают. Рикимару перетянул сюда. Блинкуется на ENG. ENG вырезает. Ну, конечно, нужно наказывать за наглость. Еще и Фогуса забирает, тоже отправляет в таверну. Даблкил для Рикимару.
Молодец, Зитрекс. Немножко повезло здесь Лишаку. У него была руна иллюзий, которая сейчас работает. Я все никак не могу привыкнуть к этой механике, что она теперь как манта скидывает дизейблы. Он скинул с себя баньшу. Но слишком далеко зашли. Рановато еще. Лишак все-таки еще не в той кондиции. Но Фурион по фарму чемпион стал у нас.
Это правда.
Вот он
Мы с тобой говорили вначале, да, что, возможно, не будет не так много фарму, не такой хороший сноубол, но пока все идет. Замечательно.
И вот
Так,
здесь вопрос, конечно, как долго будет тролль карабкаться, потому что в прошлой игре тролль всю игру фармил. Здесь мы видим, ну, ему тяжело, ему реально уровень маленький, арты не те, он пытается, но пока не получается.
Я думаю, что здесь не самая лучшая ситуация для того, чтобы как-то вот упарываться в лейт. И просто, наверное, нужно будет подключаться как-то к тиммейтам. Тиммейты в это время в лесу находят темпларку. И в очередной раз отправляют мидера команды Юник в таверну. Это вдвойне приятный фраг. Темпларка продолжает проседать по нетворсу.
Темпларке тоже нужно хороший темп иметь, чтобы убивать героев.
For my coffers.
Dire team ban.
Radiant team ban!
That we actually see, like who's going to be better throughout the whole year.
That's kind of like the cool experimentation we're getting right now, right? With TI being cancelled, it creates this window where leagues could exist. I believe Puppy just started up the Pro League again. So there's a little bit more consistency, ability to practice.
Gonna run bets on how long that will last, unfortunately.
Well, longer than usual because TI's been cancelled this year, T. Did you not get the memo?
But the FPLs, they're great for like 2.5 weeks and
Until
you get,
people
like,
get in.
FPL is good first season always, and then the pro players go play tournaments, right? But now, since they'll be home anyways, they will be playing it, so FPL is gonna be good.
I hope so. It's always fun to watch those games, especially when you get a couple streams, get perspectives. You hear the comms between the pro players, they're always pretty good.
Cool thought as well, like with the state of like the Battle Pass still coming, do you think it'd be interesting to see maybe Valve put some of that money towards next season's DPCs? Okay.
You are reaching here, pal.
Well, we're only in the first bans, right? We're going to see the flavor of Zayats being eliminated from the pool. So I thought it'd be interesting that topic.
VP are like, we don't want to get likened. Let's get that out.
No, like we've done that, all right? Let's pull another page out of the book. Yeah. We'll show bait a few things.
It's just one of those bans which is like, if they don't want to play it, then they just need to be able to get rid of it early on. Why not?
Other than that, like nothing too out of the ordinary, right? Oracle, SD, very popular picks. Timbersaw, banned in, I think it was something like 80 to 85% of games, no, 69% of games, and I think it's only been picked in about 8%. The comparison is very high. It's like, I think it's the highest difference between pick ban right now. Like always banned, rarely ever comes out.
The question is, where does Bait go with this draft? I hope well is the answer. I hope they have a solid opening, because this is their biggest, like this is the first hurdle they need to overcome, right? It is get a draft. Sounds easy, but
a good draft. I think you missed that peak because they've been getting drafts. It's just
that's true.
Because considering how we felt about that draft last game, like the execution, they done reasonably well with it.
I don't. Oh, okay, they go for Koron. So I don't mind the idea of maybe a Chen for Bait. They've ran it in the off lane in one game. Of course, I believe Spartan could play it as well. Like it gives them the ability to play aggressive, but instead they go for the Coddle. I don't see a Bristleback ban right now, so there is potential just for a very standard opening coming out from Bait. It's a solid lane. The issue is I think VP are very much aware that these picks are coming, so it's not going to be any surprise.
I think that combo's maybe kind of falling off a bit. I think it's not been looking too strong. It's been getting countered quite effectively.
I think it's mainly the fact that you have Diffusal, like they pick up the Slarks, he's had a little bit of a resurgence. Like every team has their unique way of dealing with the Bristleback. Whilst when it was first picked, people were just like, it's a Bristle, what do we do? But then people just like paused for a second, took a breath, and then they went.
VP are trying something different. Ogre Magi, I believe this hero's only been picked once so far the entire tournament.
I'm going to fact check you there. Let's see if you're correct.
It is, and it won once.
This could be a sniper game for Virtus Pro. I was thinking about sniper, how to put him at the core as a core in this patch, and he does look solid, right? And Ogre Magi is always the hero that comes up when you think about the sniper. He really is the one that benefits the most from the Bloodlust, so I'm curious to see if they're gonna go for something like that against the Coddle. It always works well. You can just kill the Ignis Fatus, and they go for the Bristle. The other reason why Bristle is falling off so much, we had a patch where you had no comeback. Now you have the comeback mechanic. At one point in the game, Bristle is gonna start dying, and that's where he falls off, which didn't happen previously.
That might cut here then, because they've got the Bristle and the Coddle.
Yeah, so in terms of VP, if you want to think about the reason why they went for Ogre Murano, Ogre Weaver, sorry, I think Ogre actually fares pretty well in these lanes. He likes to fight up against the Bruisers because, again, he himself is pretty tanky. Ignite is very strong early on, and then if you think about the damage that a Coddle Bristle type draft pumps out, it's not a lot of burst, it's a lot of run of you. Weaver, support, even off lane, both wanted by Ags, naturally plays really well into the slow, methodical fights because it just picks them apart with the 18-second time lapse of Ags.
And I guess the Ogre can boost everyone else as well. Like, mobility does help.
Yeah, we still don't know. It might be even an off-lane Ogre.
I'll be ready. No, I'm down for it.
You said that people are finding different ways to deal with the Bristleback. I guess high base armor is one way to go. You have hero with one of the highest base armors and regens against a Bristleback, plus you get the stick in. You have a Weaver that can also run away from them, so this lane could work against the
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I don't expect it, but if it did happen, I'm like, oh, okay.
I think it's like one of those things we see more regionally from SEA. I think TNC usually like to run the Ogre and the offlane a lot, but I don't feel like we've seen much of it in the EU or CIS in the last half a year or so.
The timing of an Ogre offlane is very, very poor. You want to buy Midas. Midas is like,
really
you have
bad
to remortgage your house to be able to buy that item. The return on investment is like, you have to pray for multicast. It's just a bit clunky. It can fight, but yeah, it's just...
Do you pray for multicast? You just...
For the Midas?
No, you don't.
The crowd do at the events, that's for sure.
75%.
You'd be surprised how many times you get that you don't get the multicast on your Midas. Like, it's just sad. But yeah, I think in all reality, this will most likely just be a position 5. And then they'll be able to secure their lanes, pretty much. That's what they're doing. Ogre secures your safe lane, and then Weaver is that aggressor, can be annoying in the side lane.
Something that can work with quite well would be this gyrocopter, right?
Yeah, that works well with
How convenient. So yeah, in terms of itemization, you always have the ability to maybe go for Axe Diffusal, which again, the classic TI moment where you, oh, he's got Diffusal against Bristleback. Ah, whoops, Bristleback doesn't do anything. But of course, you've got the Coddle. But I just like the fact that VP's draft right now is just well-rounded. They've not really shown anything. I guess, actually, with the gyro pick, it might lead towards maybe the flexibility in the first 2 picks, because if you pick your carry early, it's an indicator that you want to either keep your position 4 or 3 open in the draft. So, again, look out for the flexibility picks.
Now, you have a Bristle and a Coddle, but do you really want to play a carry Bristle against the Gyro? We talked about the Morphling, how he isn't doing too well, but against these 3 heroes, I wouldn't mind seeing a Morphling though. I would suspect this is an Excalibur Bristleback, and we might be seeing the other cores coming later on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I would agree with the Excalibur Bristle. I just don't think this type of player, he's a little bit more, he has the potential to have a good game, and Bristleback, I just don't see it being his like bread and butter for having a good performance.
But do you really think we're going to see that more? And like you said, you know, we discussed already, it's a bit slow. At the same time, if we're talking about VP, who are a tier 1 team, we just said they play a faster pace, then all of a sudden you're a little bit more exposed with a slower hero like the Morphling, right?
Yeah, most likely.
It does give you the win condition though. That's the important thing. It's the fact that you, like, Bait in that previous game, they had their draft. They had a way. They've had that element of protect 1, 4 aggressors, Morphling playing behind. You will eventually get to that point where this Morphling should be able to own the game. Issue is, do I see that happening? Maybe not. VP are forming a very scary bundle of aggression that after laning phase, like if this is I assume it still is the position 5 Ogre, Solo, the way he classically plays, he's going to walk up that high ground first, and what's the stuns right now? And Bait, again, the story of all their drafts right now is stuns. They lack them, and Ogre just gets to freely walk up. He tanks one telekinesis, he tanks one anything, and suddenly now your Weaver runs in, your Gyro runs in, and there's no way to stop these guys from putting out damage.
It's the classic style of solo as well, right? Like we saw in the last game, it's just him creating space in fights, drawing attention to him. He loves these heroes that demand you address them first.
I really want a stun for Bait right now.
Any stun.
anything
like
Chaos Knight.
Sand King Mars. Mars is the first one that comes to mind since he has not been touched in this draft so far. Him and Rubik, solid lane. He can get the gyro out of his face. So that's really something I want to see. Sand King, hero that might actually help them deal with the Necrophos later on. So just get a stun, because right now it's gonna be really hard to kill this Necro. If Necro is standing in front, your Bristleback is just gonna get demolished by these heroes.
Nope, screw stuns. They didn't pick it in the first phase. At least they left it to the second this time. The Ancient Apparition again.
This means it most likely will be the Dendi AA mid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they are at least... Actually, they don't even have last pick.
No.
Because obviously they're first pick. So they've got an AA mid. They're going to have to reveal if Bristleback is offlane or carry. Most likely is carry, so they're leaving their last pick for offlane. And VP will be able to pretty much decide where all the heroes are going within their last pick. That's where the beauty of their draft right now. My fear... This time with the AA pick, it's not so like as the first game, you know? You've actually got a soft answer, right? AA v Necro. Cool. Issue is, just last pick a hero and suddenly the AA is deleted. It doesn't push out waves. It needs to play off aggression. Even if Bait play aggressive, how do they take towers right now? They need a hero to hit an objective.
Definitely, and they need something to set up for this AA. If he doesn't have a good time and doesn't get like an Atos or a Yules early on, it's not going to be too easy to hit those ultimates. They ban out the Brewmaster. Okay. And what do they go for? I mean, I
guess they're thinking that this has to be definitely Necro mid, right? Because VP did get rid of the Pugna. Leans itself more towards no one hero. Yeah.
Beastmaster, I think, looks decent for them.
Yeah.
It's a tower push setup for the AA. It actually lanes solidly against both Gyro and the Ogre. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Beast. And it gives them nice Roche with Bristle and Beastmaster. I think it would round out the draft solidly well.
Radiant team pick!
They go for Panglet. So they now have the way to team fight. That's fine. They got Rolling Thunder. The issue is that if you think about a way... Okay, there's TA. All right, yeah, cool. So now you have AAV TA. It's kind of sad. At least for AA, you might be able to proc some of those refractions with the old cold feet. It's not going to be like... You're going to be able to maybe punish, but you'll never be able to stop the TA from farming as an AA. Like, you'll never be able to push your wave out quick enough. You're going to heavily rely on support rotations, and unfortunately, only the Rubik can, not Coddle. My issue again for Bait is they put themselves in a position of needing to be the aggressors when their lanes aren't looking too great, and their ability to move towards an objective, they might just be pushed away so easily with the Necro standing in front, the Gyro just throwing down a big cooldown, and then suddenly, at one point, Blink Deso TA comes out and your backlines are ripped apart.
Okay, it's obvious that we're gonna go for Virtus Probe. But how to win this game? To me, it's you focus the TA. You need to slow down her farm. Can you slow down her farm with these heroes? No, but you might as well try. You need to rotate these supports, the Pangolier, everything to them when the AA gets level 6. You definitely have to slow him down. Are you going to be able to? That's another story.
Thank you for that analysis on how Bait does this. They need to do this. They really can't, but they really need to at this point because it is looking pretty rough. I mean, they need to at least get maybe just one game out of this entire league would be nice. And we'll have to see if they can do that. Let's see if they can keep us here a little bit longer and maybe Bait can entertain us as we go into game number 2.
Thank you so much, KP. Yes, indeed, we got game number 2 working and in full effect here. You know, I'll tell it to you straight. I always do. I actually like this draft more than last game from Bait, believe it or not. Neil, what do you think?
The bar is set incredibly low here, Gabe. I will also agree that I like this draft more than the previous draft. That does not make it a necessarily more competitive game by any means. I think that, yet again, Bait kind of cornered themselves. They picked this AA mid. Everyone knew that it had to be an AA mid because the Coddle and the Rubik were already picked. I guess they could have done mid Rubik, but that hasn't happened in a very, very long time, even though that's also a Dendy signature. And they had enough flex potential on VP that they could just turn this into a resolution Necrophos. So what was originally like a very, very solid counter pick against the Necro in the mid lane has now turned into a utility Necro who doesn't really need to rely too heavily on surviving for a long, long time in a fight because you have a TA now, and the TA is just going to obliterate this ancient apparition in the mid lane.
You think so? I'm sort of like trying to game it out in my head a little bit. Like the panel is talking about Cold Feet being able to break through refraction. Like I do kind of wonder, you know, with a little bit of the changes to like movement speed with Agi stuff, if maybe it makes it a little bit tougher for no one to deal with that Cold Feet procking. I don't know. Am I crazy about that? Do you really think it's just going to be a complete and total stomp?
Well, I think the biggest issue is just that Templar Assassin's damage compared to AA's damage is just AA can't like last hit. Sure, I wouldn't expect the AA to like die necessarily, at least pre-level 6, but in terms of last hitting, I think that it's going to be a huge struggle for Dendy to manage to like keep up in CS with a Templar Assassin.
Okay, well, that'll be something to watch for. The other part of the draft that we didn't really talk about that I kind of like is that picking this TA into a Bristleback Coddle means, like, if there are stacks that are going to start getting built up continuously around the map, as the Bristleback Coddle, you're going to be able to come and contest those to some extent, if you're going to be able to spot out that they're, you know, being taken at that point. And at the very least then, it's like, it puts the game into more of a snowball-y way, one way or the other. Like, if Bristle takes the stacks, amazing. If he loses those stacks, feels really, really bad. So that's kind of the thing that I'm hoping to see in the mid game, is if maybe Excalibur and LeBron can band together to make some action happen that way.
Were you referring to Bait creating their own stacks, or was it like stealing stacks from VP?
Both of them.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's one of the biggest advantages of having a Bristleback and a Coddle, is that these are both heroes that can very much take advantage of stacks. It's just that I don't know how much time LeBron will be able to leave this Bristleback alone in the bot lane, and how much time, because like also Rubik's not going to be doing very much roaming around the map, I anticipate. Spartan is also going to have to be babysitting this top lane quite a bit, and Zayats can very easily abuse them if they start leaving the map to go establish stacks. So again, like the panel had established, there's a lot of things that should be done by Bait, and hopefully they can do it, but theory and execution are two different things.
Absolutely, and that's what we got to watch. How do they execute? So far, TA, like you said, having a pretty good time. A kind of having an absolutely horrendous time as he's using chill and touch when possible to get those CS. Up top, I think the Pango has kind of been shut down a little bit as they keep on managing to find some pulls off here. Spartan actually got this one off to the side, so Pango will get a whole wave underneath his tower and XP all to himself as well for Skylark. That's nice.
Oh, and Zayats may find a Courier or a Rubik, or maybe neither, as he's tanking a lot of his jungle and the creep wave.
Yeah, Spartan trying to get that secondary pull off, so getting a couple of them here. Zayats does have the Sakuchi, so chases forward, gets on a Spartan, one punch, he needs two more to get the kill, and it's not going to be there. And in fact, if Zayats is not careful, he might end up going down. Backs up, Skylark is now going to have his wave underneath the tower yet again. So very back and forth up top here.
Yeah, I'm curious. I thought 4-position Weaver would be one of the things that would fall off after the whole 20% across the board patch, but it still seems like relatively popular. Same thing with, like, I saw like a 4-position Clinks earlier in Division 2. It seems like most of the time, if you just have a strong enough offlaner who doesn't really need that much help, which in this case Necro does not need that much help, then you can really pick whatever 4-position you want to just abuse the enemy support. And now with Zayats going to snipe out this Courier, rest in peace.
Got it. Skylark, that one hurts a little bit. Down bottom, we haven't talked about this lane a ton, but Bristleback so far seems to be doing pretty well against the Gyrocopter. This is the danger zone, though. This is always one of the scariest points for Bristleback, is when he goes 1-2-0, which we've seen more and more often nowadays. And then, you know, sometimes they can just wrap around, find a quick and easy kill on the Bristle, and then your life kind of sucks. But Excalibur looks like he should be able to get to 4 unimpeded.
sacrificing the viscous nasal goo for your passive when you have a coddle in your lane always kind of feels a little bit bitter because you're like, half the reason I went for this is because I knew I'd have unlimited mana and I would be the one being able to be aggressive all the time. But yeah, I'm with you. It always like you'll see a Bristleback retreating from a fight and you'll be like, okay, it's cool. They're dealing so much damage to him, he should get a bunch of passive cool sprays, and then you're like, oh wait, he does not have it skilled up yet, and he's on the run. So
blinding light pushback, get to those last hits, easy peasy for Excalibur here. And then they're just gonna need to stop up afterwards. Already both of these heroes holding on to see their 6 or wands apiece. And yeah, it's kind of fine for the moment. TA, no one back to the jungle here to farm up a little bit after pushing out the wave, and this is probably going to be what we see from this point forward. But Dendi already almost at level 6. He's had a pretty good laning stage so far.
Yeah, he's bought all the DD runes, so once he hits level 6, once both of the mid laners at level 6, there's definitely high solo kill potential for sure. And Dendi activates that DD rune. He could burn through the refraction with the cold feet, but like we said, it's something that will kind of reduce his own damage, and now he has to worry about this trap. But he does buy his own sentry ward, so it shouldn't be too big of a concern.
Punches no one more hit there. Didn't quite have level 6. Could have maybe gone for a kill there, but does not end up happening. Top lane, Skylark and Spartan are super low, and with Diets nearby, this is kind of scary time. Resolution moving forward, Death Pulse comes out, and they're just going to cut this wave and backlane a little bit.
Oh, Spartan kind of wants to challenge this, but he needs to be super careful about this Weaver.
This is terrifying.
Like, they haven't even gone for their bounty runes yet. That's how aggressive that this VP offlane has been, is that they're just parked in between the tier 1 tower and the enemy creep wave.
Yeah, it's really scary, and that does give open the possibility of no one, although he didn't go bottom anyway, so he's just going back all the way to home, gonna pick up treads on no one.
Oh, and
Dendi, great lane.
Arcane rune, so he may try to encourage his team to go aggressive on someone, because like a Necro oftentimes will get deep into enemy position because like, it's fine, I have Ghost Shroud, I have 8 stick charges, I should be fine. Which he does have a range up, so it should be able to mitigate some of the burst damage from an AAI Blast, but not being able to rely on your regen could be a game changer in a gank situation.
Yeah. We are seeing one of the issues, the AA, all of the net worth across the board pretty much for Radiant is looking pretty good as the Ice Blast is coming to come in, but a little bit late, so that Arcane Rune not going to pay off at least on the first hit, but we'll be back up again in 15 seconds. Maybe he's trying to fake him out and think like, all right, there's no AA Blast now.
Maybe, although he is showing himself in the mid lane with the Arcane buff, so I would expect it to be there as Excalibur now taking a bunch of damage, and also top lane the Weaver goes down.
Okay, so they managed to take that one down, but Excalibur will not die to ILTW. And in fact, the Ice Blast getting thrown by Dendi right now. Pings are coming out. He's trying to hit him. ILTW got him. Easy.
That's the Arcane Rune play. Came back just in time, and he once again a second cast was also under the buff, so it's again up in another 10 seconds. No, mid AA, it's the secret to success.
Yeah. So again, like this is probably one of the moments where this strat is going to look really strong from Bait, and I think the big determining factor is going to be how do they shut down this TA from farming, and how does Excalibur decide to like itemize? Those are going to be some of the things to watch.
Yeah, Excalibur itemization is definitely, I think, the most important. He's going to be going for a Vanguard, which again, they need someone to be able to, and they need someone to be tanky enough to just stand underneath the tower, and hopefully they also have someone enough to initiate, as it looks like.
No, all right, no one sees that. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. So no one saw Dendi pick up the rune, knows that there's an invis rune and that he's coming bottom, so ILTW and Solo are kind of going to be playing more defensive here, but I don't know if it matters. Bait could still just think about diving the tower here as they move in, find Solo, but yeah, ILTW is already away. Oh, a little bit of a misclick there. That's fine. Clean it up in the end. But yeah, I think if they had not gone for that illusion, might have been able to find that kill onto Gyro. Still could, as Gyro's kind of staying pretty far forward here.
Bro, he's on the run. Is he? If he finds the enemy stacks, that would be devastating, because they've been making a ton of stacks, as you suspected. Dendi's in hot pursuit.
I mean, they know
they
he's
have
up
their
here.
dire observer ward, yeah. And I think ILTW is either just confirming that it's up, or I'm not
Thinking
quite
they know.
sure.
They know. They spot him. Oh, they got LTW. Buddy, how's it going? Chase down. Ice Blast gonna land, and LTW is gonna drop. And Spartan, appreciating greatness, takes down Dandy. Or not takes down Dandy. Tips Dandy. That's the word.
Tips Dandy. Well, now at least they should have some intel on the fact that all these stacks are up. Templar Assassin, definitely a hero capable of taking it. Gyrocopter, obviously a hero capable of taking it as long as someone else can tank the damage. And I think if they bring the Necro down there, then it's worth contesting these stacks because there's a lot of potential farm down here, but Excalibur has already started to make his way down, and I think he's just going to start claiming them.
Yeah. Dandy and rotating to try and get some extra aggression here onto Solo or somebody. And they're going to also, after, pressuring this bottom tower, take over the outpost, so it's going to be harder for people to get in position to come and contest. So yeah, this is going to be a nice win here. Let's see. Bristleback starting at just under 4,000.
Yeah, he was starting at like 30.
All right.
And now we just see it racking up.
Let's see. A little bit of a Illuminate there used as well. Royal Jelly left on the ground. Gyrocopter, thinking about diving Spartan mid. Only level 5 on this Rubik. Pulled back to the other side. Pango making that rotation. Dendy's moving over too. He has an Ice Blast back up if he wants to use it here. Rolling Thunder, doesn't go for it. But again, all space for the Bristleback, who is continuing to just firm up these Ancients. He gets rooted. This is always so scary.
Yeah, Coddle intercept some of the damage just in case.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And yeah, basically gets a solid 1.5k net worth boost after all that.
What's a crazy fake nonsense?
And it was really needed because you feel like even in spite of those 4 kills, his resolution looks like he's going to get taken down here. Death Pulse also stolen by Spartan, can throw it out, and yeah, should be the finish there onto Rezo. But even though you did see like the 4, now 5 kills going, Virtus Pro was up by 2,000 gold before that stack.
Yeah, all their lanes were just going so smoothly. The Templar Assassin wasn't even really trying to bother the AA, even though I'm pretty sure no one could have scared off Dandy from the mid lane and forced him to, I don't know, stay behind his tier 1 a little bit. No one was like, whatever, you're mid AA. I don't really care how heavily you scale. I'm just going to worry about my own farm. And no one has participated in VP have 0 kills, but he's level 11, almost level 12, just through pure jungle rotations.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely been having a very nice time of it. I think the big question that I have in this game is going to be like, when we get into these early couple of fights, first of all, how do we get into Roche taking potential? Because VP really don't have the greatest team for fighting around the Roche pit. That kind of concerns me. I feel like Bait are like almost always going to be able to fight there.
Yeah, assuming that they know that it's happening, because TA could also just like sneak it. She's getting Deso first as opposed to Blink first, which is just, again, indicative of how VP want to play this game, which is just they know that they can get more out of the map than Bait can. Even with Bait having these amazing stacks, they're just not concerned about going head to head with farm, because they don't really have the threat of losing any objectives. Sure, Roche may be a little bit difficult if they take a full 5-on-5 engagement in the pit, but AA needs to like constantly be putting vortexes in the pit to even verify that's happening as they actually find Zayats.
Oh man, that's nice. Stolen Sakuchi too.
Oh yeah.
A nice pickup there, and Bristleback all alone in the jungle here, but they're going to come and start to contest a little bit. Throw out the Fire Blast, able to force back Excalibur.
He's got 3 points in Bloodlust, so even taking these towers is kind of difficult for Bait. They have 5 heroes here. They really want this mid tier 1. And I don't even think VP are going to defend it too heavily. They're just going to sacrifice the Ogre. I'm surprised that Rezo's even kind of hanging around, but he must feel pretty confident with his 20 stick charges in the hood.
I mean, this is crazy. Solution is dead. He throws out that sight, isn't going to kill Spartan. Spartan gets away. And yeah, Resolution just lost his life there. So now, Bloodlust to tower, as you said, kind of annoying, but they'll wear off for a moment. And Oh, just like that, they're back at it. VP really wanting to commit to keeping this tower alive, if at all possible. Maybe another one of those chilling touches, but yeah, it's starting to get the extra pressure on it. Looks like Bait might finally need to think about backing up, as area can throw out another round of the Bloodlust if he wants. Fire Blast. Not Bloodlust in tower, feels weird.
I'm surprised. I think what he wants is Templar Assassin to come in the fight, and he would rather Bloodlust the TA. Yeah.
Oh, nice call. Skylark tries to jump away. They don't have Will-O-Wisp anymore, but the Rolling Thunder goes through onto both of them. Dendy is still dead for 25 seconds, so they're not going to be able to do much there, but Slow is getting ran down by Excalibur. They find that kill. Now Zayat trying to chase onto Skylark. Excalibur getting the back away. He's still holding onto a bunch of stick charges. And they do have another round of the Chakra Magic. Spartan nearby also. If they're not careful, they could end up going down there. Couldn't quite steal time lapse, but gets Sakuchi again. So the slowdown onto Resolution. Round 2 of this with the Spirit Vessel. And AA coming back in. Is Resolution dead again? They're thinking about going for this. Chase forward, normal punch, get the connection. And Rezo's dead, and they hold on to the Ice Blast with that. Big win here for Bait. I mean, still it's a slight lead for Virtus Pro, but you can see that at the very least, right now, they can take these fights. As Lift comes out on Zayat, tries to get away, Spartan chasing with the Sakuchi, guesses the wrong direction, but Excalibur there to clean up.
For position Weaver, not the biggest sacrifice. He's already got the urn completed as well, so I think Zayat is just intentionally being annoying, which is kind of his MO in all heroes that he plays. So I think he's just happy to be forcing all of Bait off their towers. At the end of the day, they did buy enough time for Templar Assassin to complete Desolator, and I think that's why they were kind of going for a very half-hearted defense, because they're like, because like we were saying, I don't know why Necro was hanging around underneath that tier 1 if his team wasn't going to defend it. And then he died, and then Gyro was like, oh, okay, I mean, maybe we can defend it. And they just, nope, nice stun onto the Weaver. I mean, onto the Rubik who had Weaver's Shikuchi.
They managed to kill him there. It was another round of Ancients taken. It was a triple stack for the Bristleback, as they will get a D-ward onto this high ground vision. And you can see that no one coming to see, all right, are there any stacks there? They were already taken. 2 to 11. Skylark found in a whole lot of trouble. Yep, that's a problem. No one, does he get out of here okay? Looks like he should. Dendy getting dove. The slowdown is there. Misses the melt shot. Now the turnaround comes around. Will-O-Wisp on the 3. Dendy still in a lot of trouble, but they might be able to get away the 4-staff, not enough. They will lose no one in exchange. And now with Excalibur showing up, Resolution is in trouble yet again. This dude just can't buy a break. 0-3. With Excalibur chasing him down, this is it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Triple kill for Excalibur. Holy moly, this guy's big.
I'm really surprised that VP just kind of like playing into Bait's hands, because the pre-20-minute phase is when this team should be the strongest. They have a bunch of support heroes like a Rubik and a Coddle, and I mean, AA is at his peak right now when hero HP thresholds are so low that his Ice Dust can shatter people like very, very quickly in fights. And this Bristleback is gigantic. They know that he's been taking tons of stacks. He's got the Halberd completed. They will successfully take this to 1. And yet, despite having the far superior late game, VP feel somehow pressured to take all these early engagements with both of their cores. Like, if it was just the TA going in and the Gyrocopter was off farming, then whatever, you know, it's fine. The TA has her major items completed. She doesn't really need to do anything as now no one. They go in on Spartan.
Oh man, quick and easy blow up there. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though, because you did see like it took a lot of time for them to finish that tier 1 tower, and it's 5 to 14, still like a very slight gold lead for Virtus Pro. It does feel like they're just kind of throwing bodies at him. Well, their resolution yet again. I mean, we'll see if this starts panning out and working better for Bait, because they're getting kills, but it's not translating into huge gold lead.
Oh my god.
Zayat's just trying to walk out of there, and he will manage to escape. Slowdown comes out as he time lapses back in. They get the tier 1 like, it's kind of working for Virtus Pro, even though they keep on losing people. This is bad if he loses Gyrocopter here. BKB turnaround. First item BKB, rarely seen but much appreciated, as Skylark is also trying to run away. No one's still chasing. And Dandy TP out, needs a couple hits. Good lift. Save a life. But Bristol went down. Oh, he's under fire as well. Zayat's there, onto him, gets the arm charge, couple quick right clicks, and I mean, they make it work. I don't know, Verse Pro crazy.
It honestly feels like this entire game is just to make no one have as much fun as possible. Because if I was no one, this is a very amusing game to be playing Templar Assassin, because he feels completely bulletproof. He has been weaving in and out of fights. I'm pretty sure he's doing the shot calling, because most gyrocoppers don't really want to be like, oh man, first BKB, really? Do I have to? But yes, it seems like if no one is going to be the glassiest of cannons, then someone else needs to take the abuse, and it will be Gyrocopter. Lilith comes out, and Solo will pay for no one's sins.
He's gonna get ran down here for sure, as my man tried to dig first, but didn't work. It's okay, that's fine. Couldn't quite finish the job. Yeah, you dug up a bounty run?
Exactly. Before he can.
That'd be really sad. I'm getting a little bit of lag here. I'm not sure if that's just me or if it's the server. Maybe there's another patch, who knows. But they will find this gyrocopter yet again. LTW pops his BKB, turns around to fight. On the back line, no one just obliterated Dendi. No more Rubik either, as no one chases down Excalibur, literally just hitting Bristleback in the back like he don't care. And on the other side, by the Roche Pit, LeBron is going to be able to pick up a bounty rune. Trying to be out with the Oh, nice. Well done.
Well, they don't successfully manage to finish off that Coddle, which I don't really think it would have been worth scything him anyway. And instead they will move into the pit. Excalibur, as big as he is not able to 1v5, at least not yet. Worth. Hashtag
what a
worth.
player.
That is
totally amazing.
Ready to tell the next time.
You love to see it. Wow. I don't know, man. This is looking a little bit crazy. I want to go back and like watch this game to see like how this has happened, because you've got so many. I guess early kills just really continuing to not matter. I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, hitting creeps to get farm is still going to be worth more in the early game, because if you get kills, there's not that much net worth that you're really like. The kills that they were getting were on like 4K net worth heroes and level 8 heroes. So in the early game, obviously, farming is just more valuable. And as amusing as brawling is early on, it's just not going to really be able to pay off when only one of your teammates can hit creeps. And in this case, it's just Excalibur perpetually taking stacks over and over and over again. And he's getting gigantic. And he's got Vampire Fangs also, which is great to have on a Bristleback. But it's still just one hero being enabled by a core AA.
Totally. Excalibur, they're going to be stunned by the Ogre. They have the slowdown, and one more punch comes through. That man hits super hard. He's going for an AC next as well. So it doesn't feel like all is lost by any stretch of the imagination. Bait's still capable of like winning any fight, it feels like. But the problem is this TA now has a BKB and is going towards an MKB next. This is a ticking time bomb for no one who can just kill the AA at any point.
Yeah, and once no one gets the MKB online, it also becomes much more realistic that someone can kill this Bristleback. Right now, Bristleback is like, you can do anything to him. And the Necrophos also is not proving to be that intimidating, because Rezo has just gotten picked off one too many times, and he's building more defensive oriented anyway. He's got the pipe on top of the mech completed. But for right now, the Bristleback has the highest, I don't know, priority currently. Although he is moving into 5 VP heroes, so he needs to be a little bit careful.
I mean, if there's any hero that could do it, it's Bristleback. They immediately get the disarm. That keeps him alive a little bit longer. This bug on him is going to be spooky. Skylark showing up, tries to get the hit on the Zayat, misses. Okay, now secondary stun onto Bristle. VP still all over here. The rest of Bait is not in yet, but they are nearby, as this is looking to be a 5-5. This is kind of a crazy play right now from VP. With the BKBs, though, they're feeling like they can take the engagement.
with the BKBs, AA and Coddle are like basically useless, and so they want to take advantage of these early BKB timings as much as possible. AC now completed for the Bristleback, but that literally only enables him. And I guess Pango somewhat, barely, not really, but it's pretty much an item just for him despite being an aura. It will help him take towers though, which as we have stated multiple times both the panel and during this cast, they struggle to take objectives quickly.
Right. Well, and I mean, being able to maybe, you're not really going to be able to live that longer against TA. God, she's got an Imp Claw too. Holy Toledo. Shadowblade Gyrocopter. My man's going so red. But no Gyrocopter in this fight, where they're deciding to run in. And Rolling Thunder going to not be, but okay. They'll find one. It's Zayats. Goes for the Sakuchi out. That was a little bit weird. Will-O-Wisp down. Excalibur trying to live through this BKB jump out from no one. They turn now on to that Ignis Faucus. They're out the Ice Blast. Going to land now on a Resolution. He's in some trouble, and Excalibur's starting to go down low, but not low enough. They can't quite find that kill. That's Aegis down. Okay, they win coming now. They got to get out of here. Run away, Skylark. It is not your time. Spartan trying to move in, trying to get that kill, but he's going to get the reset. TP out of there, Tom, while you're at it. My man did the job.
That's the kind of play that Rubik players always dream of. They're like, yo, he's gonna scythe, I'm gonna steal it, I'm gonna scythe him, and I'm gonna TP out cleanly. Even if he died for it, it would have been totally worth it as Dendi. Actually, kind of in a peculiar position, but he retreats just in top net. Yeah, I'm very surprised that they went as aggressive as they did, as now no one's still kind of behind enemy lines here. And Gyrocopter's like way on the other side of the map.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit fast and loose with their movement. I think VP know that they're in a really good position right now. It's an 8,000 gold lead, even with bait up by 7 kills, and it's just I think like all of these farms so efficiently around the map. They're doing it. Virtus Pro, better movements as Dendi just got completely destroyed.
One meld, one more right click, and now Zaya's just continuing to toy with the rest of bait. Gonna kill a courier. Will he be able to time lapse?
Well,
yep.
It's a time lapse. It doesn't feel fair. It just doesn't. You just get the hell out of there. What a hero. He's gonna be going for the Agnum Scepter next, and then time lapse. A whole AA blast shenanigans. It's feeling rough. Feeling rough. Bait right now.
Top towers under attack.
I'm still surprised that the VP are playing this way. I think they're just playing this way because they can get away with it, because they have far superior late game, and they don't really need to be like VP have spent more time on baits half of the map than the other way around, which is kind of crazy if you look at these two drafts. You would expect it to be far more buyer-sided for the first, I don't know, 20-25 minutes or so, but that's just not been the case, as VP are just parked on their side of the river.
Yeah, they are not giving them an inch to move around in. See, bottom lane, they can try and set up another King Resolution. He's just kind of been the punching bag for them over and over. But, you know, that's okay. I think that they don't care if he dies, like, at this point in time in the game, you know?
He's done his job.
And anytime Dendi shows and TA is, like, remotely nearby, they've just got to be so afraid, because he just gets completely walloped. Shannon Quiver, that's a good item.
For an AA, yeah, one of the few heroes that take advantage of a 2-shot onto the Coddle, break onto the Gyro, but he's on the run.
Just a second too late, and they get the meld strike. They're chasing it down. Zion also bugs onto him. Reaper's Sight comes in, finishes it off. Skylark ulti is not going to do anything at all. And now Spartan might also be in trouble. He has Reaper's Sight still stolen. Turns it now onto the Weaver. Are you kidding me? What a freaking baller. Now trying to steal another. Gets the refraction, but eventually he's going to get rammed down and killed off here. Poor old Spartan. That's like, we'll get you on the next life.
He can still make a highlight reel out of this game. And just, you know, try to blur out the kill score. Actually, the kill score isn't that bad. Beta are leading in kills. Just blur out the net worth advantage, I suppose. But,
I
I don't. It's just these drafts. Like in a way, it feels like in the other patches, like last patch, for instance, not like the one that just came out before yesterday, but the one where like kills mattered. This draft would have been amazing for me, but it just feels like they're a patch behind almost. Silver Edge, walk away, and they can't really do much to stop it.
Oh my god, it's like the fastest Roche ever also. TA does not have a trap in the pit. They could just... they could probably like 5-shot Roche also. This Templar Assassin's massive. She's level 23, very, very close to getting that meld dash, which means that she probably won't even have to BKB whenever she tries to assassinate these targets. And she has a nullifier complete. Oh my god. Yeah, this is... No one is probably having the happiest game possible, as he does confirm that Roche is up.
See ya, dude. He's not getting rid of that Imp Claw. The Imp Claw is super hype. It makes things terrifying. Yeah, 16,000 net worth lead, 29 minutes in, and it feels like it just follows that same style again, which is bait come out to a hot start, get a bunch of kills, net worth doesn't change, and then all of a sudden they're behind and they get out farmed around the map. And again, I don't think that it's them playing bad. It just feels like it's kind of the way that their drafts work.
Yeah, but I don't know, even in patches prior, I don't think you can have just one core like this who right-clicks creeps as Dandy gets slowed by a trap, fearing for dear life. Will the swarm get vision?
Oh,
it will.
He's
got spider legs.
They're on him. Dandy, get out of there. All right, he's away.
Under attack.
Oh my god, and they find a DD rune up top. I wonder if no one will even bother for it. He needs the Ags to teleport to it. Where's the Ags, TA?
I know, that's the next level.
Next time.
And you can see TA actually hacking her blink dagger.
It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, she'll only need it to escape right now. Last outer tower is claimed. They should just siege high ground with a cool head. LTW, he's got the cheese and the silver edge, working his way to the butterfly. He doesn't even have the money for buyback, not that it matters. Yeah, Moon online for...
Oh, Zayat! Did they get him? Oh, he did not have time-lapse off cooldown. So they... Oh my god! Jesus! There's so much damage so quickly. Spooky as hell. Spartan chasing. It's crazy. He's out of his mind. The disarm there, trying to keep control over. Meld Strike not going to come in time. Turns back, blinks the other side. Under control. TA. Is she in trouble? BKB. She's waiting for the second life to turn back around, but that is going to be a Reaper Sight stolen yet again. Spartan, not a chance here. They've Reaper Sight stolen. They've got this TA potentially under control. No, but the turnaround. Disarm yet again. Good reactions there by Excalibur. Keeping control over her. Ice Blast goes out. BKB can't cast Reaper Sight on that anymore. So Spartan does not have an escape mechanism. Instead, throws it onto Resolution, which does literally think they blow up Bristleback, dead for 90 seconds, and GG is called as Virtus Pro gonna 2-0 bait. Unfortunate for the organization there. They have really been struggling.
It's unfortunate, but I guess in a weird way, it's kind of encouraging to say that despite having subpar drafts, they still made both games look